Today on Rappler. Telco giant PLDT cites Duterte's tirades and competition as reasons for 48 billion peso overrun. Suspended Bureau of Corrections Chief Gerald Bantag allegedly stabbed inmates. The Manila International Airport Authority gets rid of X-ray machines at airport entrances. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenskyy tells U.S. Congress to take a stand. The Academy announces picks for international feature film at the 2023 Oscars. Filipina singer Janine Berdin is on a billboard in Times Square for Spotify's Equal playlist. And Filipina tennis star Eala will be making her Grand Slam debut at the 2023 Australian Open. Embattled telco giant PLDT addresses questions about its 48 billion peso budget overrun. In a closed-door briefing with fund managers, investment analysts, and bankers, PLDT officials say the overspending happened when the company faced tirades from then-President Rodrigo Duterte, intense competition in the telco space with the entry of Dito Telecommunity, and the emergence of competitor Converge in the fiber space business. PLDT Chairman Manuel Pangilinan says the ongoing review so far has not found fraud or overpricing and found no unrecorded transactions. PLDT executives also emphasized the company remains financially strong despite the overspend. Acting Bureau of Corrections Chief Gregorio Catapang says at least 2 inmates give sworn affidavits detailing how suspended BuCor Director General Gerald Bantag allegedly stabbed them. Bilibid gang leaders Jonathan Cañete of Batang Cebu and Ronald Usman of Batang Mindanao reveal they were allegedly stabbed by Bantag. Catapang is confident there would be witnesses in the case, adding BuCor Superintendent Ricardo Zulueta also has information about the incident. Catapang explains a quota inside the new Bilibid prison refers to the monthly amount of contrabands gang commanders are allowed to be consignees of. Catapang also claims it was Zulueta's group which is allegedly behind the smuggling of contrabands. Contrabands carry steep prices within prison walls. Catapang reveals a beer inside Bilibid could cost 1,000 pesos per can. Bantag faces murder complaints in relation to the killing of broadcaster Percy Lapid and June Villamor, the alleged middleman in the Lapid case. Budget airline Cebu Pacific welcomes the move of the Manila International Airport Authority to remove the initial security screening at the entrances of the Ninoy Aquino International Airport terminals. Cebu Pacific says it fully supports MIA's objective to reduce passenger queues at the Philippines' main gateway. Last week, MIA showed it removed the initial security screening or X-ray machines at NAIA Terminal 2 following a successful pilot implementation in NAIA Terminal 1 last December 1. MIA says it expects to remove the X-ray machines in Terminal 3 and Terminal 4 by December 21. Cebu Pacific adds security personnel are still present to check passengers' travel documents at entrances, while non-passengers have a different entrance for their screening. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy tells the U.S. Congress the Ukraine war will shape the world for generations, and no country can hope to be safe if it stands aside.
This struggle will define in what world our children and grandchildren will live, and then their children and grandchildren.
Seeking more U.S. support for Kyiv's war effort, Zelenskyy also meets with President Joe Biden at the White House. Biden urges Americans and the world to keep backing Kyiv in 2023 when congressional approval for aid will be harder to secure. The United States has sent about $50 billion in assistance to Kyiv. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken announced the U.S. would provide another $1.85 billion in military aid. But some hardline Republicans have urged an end to the aid for Ukraine, instead calling for an audit to trace how the money previously allocated has been spent. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences announces the shortlists for the 2023 Oscars, leaving the Philippines' bet on the job The Missing 8 out of the running for the International Feature Film Award. On the shortlist are 15 films from countries including Argentina, Belgium, Germany, India, Mexico, Pakistan, and South Korea. Out of the shortlist, only 5 films will be chosen as nominees. On the Job, The Missing 8 became the Philippines' official entry to the 2023 Oscars after its successful run at the Venice Film Festival, where star John Arcilla brought home the Best Actor Volty Cup in a historic win. The 2023 Oscars will be held on March 12, 2023. Another Filipino artist makes it on a billboard on New York City's Times Square. This time, it's Janine Berdin featured on an ad for Spotify's Equal playlist. The playlist highlights the songs of female artists. She rose to fame as the Season 2 Grand Champion of singing competition Tawag ng Tanghalan. Her songs The Side Character and Pagod na Ako are part of the Equal Philippines playlist. Big things are coming for Alex Eala next year as the Filipina tennis ace sees action in her first ever professional Grand Slam tournament. Eala secures her spot in the Australian Open qualifying rounds, which will run from January 9 to 12 in Melbourne. Eala says this will be her first match ever in the pro level of a Grand Slam. The 17-year-old is coming off a stellar year that saw her become the first Filipino to win a junior Grand Slam singles crown. She beat second seed Lucy Havlikova of the Czech Republic in the US Open girls singles finals in September to achieve the feat. Eala then reached the semifinals of the Vienna Women's International in France in October, which marked her highest finish in an $80,000 event in the ITF Pro Circuit. And that's today's wrap. I'm Nina Liu. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. Follow us on Rappler's YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.